Good morning, everyone. This is just a short video. We have some really interesting patterns coming in on the higher time frames. So I wanted to go through those real quick. And I'm going to start with the Aussie dollar. Now, the thing about the Aussie dollar is you can see you've just had trend divergence here and a reversal bar. And typically that indicates that price will go back to this ATR. I think it will go higher because we're also oversold on the on the daily chart. Sorry about that. And I think it would actually go back to somewhere around this ATR. Then the next one that we're going to look at is the euro dollar. And you can see on the 6-hour chart, we're overextended and we have a magenta peak already coming in. So again, this is where I am anticipating that the euro dollar will more than likely go up as well. You see the magenta peak has come in here. You also see that you're overextended here. Now, if this turns out to be a bullish bar, you're also going to have trend divergence on your daily chart. Then if we go to the British pound dollar, and let's wait for that one to load. We do have the non-farm employment this morning at 8:30, but these are patterns from a higher time frame that are just indicating there's possible movement here. Now this is on the 6-hour chart. The British pound, you can see you're starting to kind of curl over here on the ADX, but you're also overextended and potential here for trend divergence as well. The only thing with the British pound dollar is this weekly. Right now we have a bearish bar. Non-farm employment could change that and push it up, but that would be a really, really big move. If this stays bearish for the week, then we may see next week will give you even more of a downward move on the British pound. Not quite there yet, though. Then on the USD Canadian, we have a magenta peak on the 6-hour chart. And this indicates we should get some downward movement on the USD CAD. And you can also see that you're getting trend divergence potentially, and we're also just about at the point of being overbought on the RSI, as well as a magenta peak over here. So this actually could come down. If it does, it may come back down to this ATR. I actually think about 3,300 is where it's going to end up. And notice that we're at the ATR on the weekly as well. So the USD CAD does have their unemployment rate this morning, so that could push this down. Then on the USD Swiss franc, we have a magenta peak on the 6-hour chart. These are great if you trade Nadex. You know, these are great trade setups to use with the touch brackets, as long as you can get a low risk move there. So in this case, you see the magenta peak has come in. You also have trend divergence here with the stochastics being overextended over on the daily. That indicates that we may get a retracement back to this ATR. So this would be a short trade on the USD Swiss franc. And then on the USD JPY, notice that this is a dark blue. That tells me that we have a magenta peak in the background working. And you can see that here on the daily chart. It's retracing back to this ATR. Also notice over here that you are at an ATR and you're overextended to the short side. Now I go one step further and say, okay, we have just made a new high. If this remains bearish, okay, so if I connect these, you can see that this is potentially hidden divergence. That means we potentially will have a big down move coming in on the USD JPY. But watch out for this on the 6-hour, okay? because you're already overextended, but there is no divergence here. So we might get a quick move up to test the ATR, probably I would say around 111.60 before it continues to move down. But again, because this is working on the weekly, we may see this continue down. We'll just have to wait and see. We do have the non-farm employment change at 8:30 this morning. We also have the U.S. CAT employment reports. So it's going to be quite a volatile morning, more likely than not. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you will be notified anytime I post a video.